Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, gotta do it right. Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. I'm moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. No, he saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on E. Had to fill it with the spirit. God, I'm complete. Secretly in prayer, gotta keep it real discreet. All the verses they don't write on God breathe. Yeah. Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right.
They be asking how I do it. I put God in it. Stop and tell my timing. And one day I leave this earth, it ain't no time limit. He only made it possible, I swear I bind it. I can't break, I'ma always keep my faith. Outside the church, I let it shine. I never take the easy way to get out. Now I can say, glad to see another day. I was down there, let me out.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, you know what? It's Wealthy Marriage Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome.
And today we are talking about funding your deals.
Oh, yeah.
Using the O to the P to the M, talking about using money from different sources.
Yes.
And so, we talk about real estate all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm Coach John.
I'm Coach Joy.
And we like to talk about real estate.
Yes.
For married couples. Do you know why? Because we're married and we like each other.
Yes.
And
my friend.
We do real estate together.
Yes,
and we started getting really good at the way we do it. And so we was like, hey, I bet most people don't know how to do it together as a couple. And then they don't know the way we do it because there's 1,000 ways to do it, but you don't know the way we do it. It's our secret recipe.
Oh.
And we're letting you in on our secret recipe for success.
Yes.
So nobody can say, nobody told me nothing.
Nobody's sure. They want to keep their stuff to themselves.
They want to keep it to themselves. So as we learn and as we've been growing and as we found some expertise in some very specific areas.
Yes.
So what me and Joy like to do is we like to buy messed up, busted and disgusted single family houses. Right. Fix them up and sell them to people who want to buy a house or to rent them to people who want to rent a nice affordable house. And so we've been doing that for the last 8 years.
Yes, we have.
And so we like to talk about real estate, but we also like to talk about other financial topics and marriage, and then also how to be able to do it together.
Right.
And so that's why we wrote the book, Mom and Pop Millionaire Marriages, Financial Freedom is Better Together, which is all about financial independence, really more than anything. And so at the time when we wrote it, we didn't probably have the best language. And so we wrote financial freedom because guess what? You're free with your time. We always said, hey, how can you get your time back?
Right.
How can you be in control of your own schedule? So whether you want to call that freedom or independence or flexibility, or you just want to feel more secure, and that's how you feel more secure when you have choices and options. But really, that's what that book is all about.
Yeah, and it helps you feel more in control too.
Yeah, being in control of your finances so you can be in control of your time.
Yep.
That's a good book title.
Maybe. Oh, noted.
Control your finances to control your time.
Hey.
But seriously, that's what it's all about. And if you're like us, we grew up with an aversion to borrowing money.
Yes.
Like we always heard that borrowing money was bad.
Right.
It was a horrible thing. Like for us, we had problems with our credit. So if you're a person who had problems with credit, for the little $300 credit card they gave us in college,
right,
and they give it to you, and then you go blow it at the mall.
Yeah.
And then after you go blow it at the mall, you pay the minimum payment once or twice.
Take 10 years to pay it out.
Then your money get funny. You forget about it. They start sending you letters.
Right.
Your credit's jacked up. You're not thinking anything about it. And over $300, $500 or something of just kicking it for a weekend or two all of a sudden now you in some kind of desperate hole.
Right.
You finally dig out of it, dispute it, argue the bill down, get it paid off, get your credit in a reasonable spot, and now I hate debt. I can't stand debt.
Oh my goodness.
And so every time we think about debt, it's consumer debt. And we're thinking about how I bought a bunch of dumb stuff, I messed my money up. I needed to pay the cable bill and I needed to go on this trip for some vacation. And I needed a little bit of money to float me for a while between checks or whatever. So every time we were borrowing, it was borrowing for need and or borrowing for something that was just something we wanted.
Yeah, we want to do. Yeah. So I, just what John says, that debt, that type of debt gives you a bad idea or view of what debt is. And not all debt is bad. And so, but if you don't know that, if that's what you grow up knowing, and everybody around you is telling you, don't get debt, don't get no credit card, don't do this, don't do that. And so it gives you this negative connotation about that. And so like for me, my debt was my credit was horrible, but I felt like, I didn't, debt, I just was like, the thing was to be debt free. Debt free I felt like was the key, because that's all I gotta pay off this debt. I gotta do this, that's what I would hear. Like, we gotta pay all this debt off so that we don't have to owe nobody nothing. And I'm like, okay, so that's what my framework of what debt was. It was bad. You don't need to have it, and you got to pay it off, and you want to be debt free. The whole goal in life was to be debt free, because that's what I thought. That's what I knew. That's what my surrounding and my family was, to be debt free.
Yeah. So anytime we talk about debt, we all got a different relationship with money and a different relationship with debt. And so the first thing as a couple we had to do was like really diagnose our relationship with debt. And we already been talking about diagnosing your relationship with money, what negative perceptions we had, what negative thoughts we had, but what is your relationship with debt? You got to really ask yourself that question. Has debt been something that's been a benefit to you? Have you looked at it like a burden or handcuffs or a shackle? And so whatever your mindset is on something, that's how you're going to proceed forward. Like, some people don't think marriage is a good thing. They have a thought that marriage is bad. Well, you're going to find a way to manifest that. And you're going to find a way to bring the thing that's in your mind to fruition. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Like, if you think something is bad, you're going to find a way to create evidence to support that. But, we've believed that debt was bad. So every piece of evidence always supported it until we learned a better way. And we was like, did you know that there is such a thing as good debt? And so we talk about good debt because we was broke. We didn't have any money, and we wanted, and then we found out how to buy assets, how to buy properties, how you can get things that are going to be able to grow in value. We learned about investing in the stock market, investing in cryptocurrency. We learned about investing in businesses. Once you learn that stuff, like, you believe that, oh, wow, if I can use some debt and borrow at a low interest rate, and I can be able to get a big return on this money using my skills and education and network and my connections and just all the things that God's blessed me with. And I can be able to use all those skills and everything else and put it into the marketplace and get a big return. But there's limits to how much you can get back when you don't have a lot to put in.
That is true.
And so there's good spending that comes from debt. It's debt that builds asset, debts that brings cash flow. Like, we're talking about good debt. And so one of those forms of good debt that many people don't know they have access to is in their insurance policies. And so we have borrowed from anything that you think of being able to borrow from. We had $1,000 in the bank. And we said we want to buy a whole house. How do you buy a house, an investment house, and you got $1,000 and a negative hundreds of thousands of dollars in net worth? And so you have no, you think you got nothing. And so you have way more than nothing. And so that's the first thing, is getting past the nothing mindset that I got nothing. Well, you got something. You have some information, you got some knowledge, you got some connections, you got some resources, you got ability to be able to learn, you have ability to be able to figure things out and solve problems. All those are skills that can be value add skills.
Those intangible assets that you have that you really don't know that can bring you some finances in, but until you recognize that, then you don't know it.
So it's all about that. It's all about mindset. Okay, so it's all about mindset and our personal mindset and how we was thinking about things. So we had to change the way we was thinking about things. We had to change our mindset on debt because we always looked at it as bad, and we said, how do we look at this thing as good? And so the good debt was to be able to buy assets and to be able to buy things that grow in value and put money into your pocket. And once we learned that lesson, everything changed. So we felt more comfortable then saying, hey, we got a strategy that just needs funding and we don't have any money. So you need a strategy, you need some skills. And if you like us, we didn't have belief in ourselves. We felt like we was inadequate. We felt like we was too old. I think I was in our late 30s. And it was like, oh man, I feel like I'm too old. I feel like I'm already farther along.
And setting my ways.
I got a way we like to do things. I'm already busy. I got kids. And like you start running through all the different reasons why you can't do stuff. Right. And we were really bad at that. We had a nice list of things that we were already doing in nonprofit work or ministries type stuff. Right. And we just felt like we were doing a lot. Our kids were younger. It's like, oh man, I don't have any more time. And then you start projecting, I don't want to miss some fictional game that's going to happen and I'm not going to be there and I'm going to be sad and because I'm doing something, all that stuff is just things that we make excuses to make ourselves feel better about not doing the things that benefit us.
That's right.
And so the truth of the matter is we were scared. And we were scared of debt. We were scared of messing up a good thing. We finally had all our bills on auto pay.
Right.
We were scared of not being able to buy groceries that we wanted again, or scared of not being able to go to Starbucks. If Joy went to Starbucks, I used to freak out back in the day. Like, I don't even know why you at Starbucks. You can go to the gas station. You want some coffee.
Oh, my goodness.
And then we didn't even have a coffee maker. And I'd still be beefing about Starbucks. It's seriously.
Yeah.
And so you just sit there, you think about, like, you don't want to go back to those traumatizing moments where, like, it don't take, it's you and two babies. How you got to spend $7 at Burger King? It don't take all of that. You know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. When it was tight. And you had to be worried about every dollar. You don't want to go back to that. You don't want to feel like that again. So the first step is embracing the trauma.
Yeah.
And then after embracing the trauma is to reframe the picture. Is that it's not bad. You can be thrifty personally and like want to keep your personal expenses low and then be more risk tolerant to things that are going to pay you. And so the first thing you need to do then is to be able to trust the process, man. We had to trust the process. We had to believe there's a system out here that's working for people.
Absolutely.
Education helps to reduce risk. It helps to reduce the painful thought of it not working, the thought that you're going to go broke, the thought that it's not going to work, all the procrastination that happens because we're scared and we don't want to admit we're scared because we're too prideful to admit we're scared. And then pride is covering the fear. And then it's this big cycle of pride and fear.
And that's what just came to my mind was fear. It was like, I was scared. I was like, what if this don't work? What if it don't work? And then what we going to do? But then I was like, well, then what do we have to lose?
Right. Everything to gain.
Everything to gain. Yeah.
You come to a point financially where you just say, either I'm going to believe God or I'm not. Either I believe there's more for me or I'm just going to stick it out doing the same thing I've always done. And at some point, what difference does it make if you truly trust God with everything? Why don't you trust him with your finances?
Right.
The only limit we've had financially is the limits that we self-imposed, even to this point today.
Absolutely.
Like there's certain times when and we'll look up and we're like, wow, we think that's a faith thought. That was a limiting thought.
It was.
And we have small vision. And so, man, you got to pray with us. We got to help us, Lord, to have a bigger vision. A bigger thought, to get it, to see ourselves in a different light, to see ourselves in the light that you want us to see us in.
Right.
Like, does anybody else want to do some stuff in your life that people can look at and say, only God could have done it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I want the stuff that is accomplished in my life that they look at and they can say, only God could do that. Only God could bring people together like that. Only God could put an idea out there like that.
Right.
Only God could accelerate something at that place.
Oh, yeah.
Only God could be able to bless them like that.
Oh, yeah.
I want and so anything that is not something that could be easily recognized as only God can do it.
Yeah.
That ain't my testimony.
Nope.
And so do it big in my life. Let you get the glory.
That's right.
So having something like that, like what is it that we're ready to risk it all for? What's important enough that you're willing to put to really believe to do more and greater, and get past the toxic past thoughts and move into a more abundant thought. So we're just challenging you all. Some people, that's not good for you, but other people say, hey, I believe that it's going to work, and I'm willing to help other people make money, so that, and also myself at the same time. There's a thing about using this wonderful gem called OPM. OPM is that every time you use somebody else's money, somebody else is getting paid.
Yeah.
And the way you are going to come up, and us and anybody else, is we had to learn, if you're going to come up, you got to help other people make a lot of money.
Right.
The bank needs to make money. Lenders need to make money. If people are contractors, need to make money. And if you're not helping other people make money, like, that's it. How you going to be a billionaire without making a ton of 100 millionaires? How you going to be a 10 millionaire and you didn't have no millionaires coming up on you?
Right.
How you gonna be a millionaire and you ain't got nobody on the team making $100,000?
Right.
It don't even make sense.
The teams are what help you get to where
it don't make sense. Like, everybody around you, if you balling, like, if you making money, everybody around you should be living off the essence of that in some kind of capacity. Right. And people should be able to get some kind of slice of what you're working on and what you're doing. It's by a contact blessing.
Oh, come on.
And so the people who are associated, the lawyers should be getting paid, the accountants should be getting paid.
Right.
I mean, people in your ecosystem need to be, and the more people are getting paid around you, I think the more successful you'll be.
I think so.
Can you be trusted to get everybody around you paid?
Right.
Can you be trusted to be able to give at the highest level? So that's the way we look at it.
Yeah.
And so we're willing to borrow and to put a little bit of debt in to things that are going to grow up in value and things that are going to be cash flow generating. And it's because we can be trusted with money. So that's our question for you, is can you be trusted with money? And then not just that, but are you looking at different ways to be able to access your own capital, whether it's your capital that's in a 401k, whether it's your capital that's in an IRA, whether it's your capital that's in some kind of CD, whether it's your capital that's sitting in some kind of life insurance policy, whatever it is, how do you pull some of that money, buy some assets at the right prices, add some value, and set yourself on a trajectory for massive success. And if we can do it, I guarantee you can do it.
That's right.
Because if you're talking about two non-entrepreneurial,
my goodness,
fearful, scared, lethargic people, if he can do it with us, I guarantee you, God can do some great things with you and your marriage.
For sure.
And sometimes it's getting around the right people who can help share some real stuff with you about the things that didn't work, about the arguments that happen, the touch points that happen, about the successes, the failures, and who've already went through some of that process. And so if we can help you in any way, y'all know what to do. Reach out to us, 502-632-3005. We just want to see you win, and then we really don't have nothing to sell you. So, just let us know if we can help you.
That's right.
And we'd be glad to serve you in any kind of capacity.
For sure.
It's a mission now, just to see people win. And if there's different ways that we can serve you, let us know. But for now, you just got to keep pushing. Make sure you do it with your boo-boo, your sweet thing, your sugar dumpling, your honey puff.
Honey puff.
You got to do it together.
Yes.
Because it's always so much
better
together. All right. We'll see y'all next week. God bless you.